Grand! Here we are back to take a look at something that is old by this point, but I might as well take a look at it anyway just to jumpstart my thought patterns into making video reviews again, because these were always a fun thing that I don't want to stop doing. They were always something cool to kind of just do and kind of just put out there and see if it gets any views. And I just, even if people don't see it, it's fun to make these. They're quick, don't take that much effort to me, and I just like putting my opinion out there of random toys that I found or random figures. So it's like, this is going to be great to just jump right back into these. These are awesome. So, without further ado, I am going to take a look at two Godzilla vs. Kong figures. Drowned Viper? Drowned Viper, Tiamat. I hope I'm saying that right. But anyway, Tiamat looks kind of like some hairdo, kind of like that person off of the movie Kill Bill with the long facial hair. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, but yeah, first off, I'm gonna say that this packaging is mixed bag. The fact that it's open like this. So these are both open, so it's not really the worst thing ever, and I get the fact that they're trying to save on cardboard or materials to hold these things, but and that's good for the environment, but the backdraw is that it's anyone could pick this up, when they're putting it back on the shelf or something, or it gets dropped or something else in the shipping process, I get the fact that it's nothing is 100% perfect, but I feel as though this is a vulnerable toy. The figure is vulnerable to being subject to some kind of damage. You see these little fray things right here, and it feels as though those could be I don't know, just feels like the toy, again, bottom line, the toy could get damaged more. That's what I'm saying about this. So, yeah, Tiamat does come with a little submarine, which is kind of really cute. And he also comes with two things to read, so I hope I can read these in an okay way. Fully articulate and posable. Godzilla and Kong return in an all-new adventure, pitting the almighty Kong and the fearsome Godzilla against a colossal undiscovered threat hidden within our world, challenging their very existence and our own. And then we got, deep in the Arctic Ocean, the bioluminescent power of Tiamat pushes back the darkness to reveal intruders like the Monarch Recon submarine. Those are the two things to read from this one. And, yeah, I think both these guys were in the movie, but, they both were, very minor parts in the new Godzilla vs. Kong New Empire. What's interesting is the fact that, was it this one? Yeah, I think it was this one. This one reveals there's also Thug of the main villain that was basically called One Eye. And I messaged one of my friends and he's just did they just really release a minor character as a toy? And I go, yeah, they did. I mean, these guys are more interesting because they're such unique, shapes and size and whatnot. But the One Eye, yeah. The One Eye guy, he's on there. He just kind of seems like he's another mold very similar to the villain on Godzilla vs. Kong New Empire. So, money, I guess. Anyway, I ain't gonna complain anymore because we got these guys at least, so that's cool. So this is Drowned Viper, fully posable and articulate, and it's got some different artwork on the back. We also got, beware Hollow Earth's lagoon, or prepare to be ambushed by this savage serpent, Drowned Viper, capable of crushing constriction and jaw-dropping intense bite force. So yeah. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get these guys open, and we'll go on to the second part of the video. Well, I got them open. And I'm glad that I did because, and I'm glad I bought these guys. Kind of well, it was a long distance between, because Tiamat over here, I actually did buy a decent amount, long time, I think in a couple months, actually before Drown Viper. But opening them both up, I've noticed that it's like they are very similar, and a very good thing I bought these, and are reviewing them at this time because of the way, the functionality, and the way they are. So the easier one to review might be this T-Mat guy because the way he moves and the way he's going to be is going to be similar to this one. But this one, whoo, it's a long guy. Let me see if I can fold him out. He's got a couple turns that kind of limit his length, but if you, yeah, he is a pretty big guy. Look at that. I'm gonna wear him as a necklace, and people are going to ask me, what is with that around your neck? And I'm going to answer them. Don't go around public like this. I saw one person who actually had a snake around their neck, like walking around. I'm not kidding. Like they had a snake around their neck. And again, you see a snake in public and you're like, what? What? Nothing against the guy. It's like, if that's his comfort pet, that's his thing. That's perfectly fine. But dude, catch me off guard. I'm like, what does a snake do around that guy's neck? He just had a snake like this around his neck. It's like, okay. Alright, that's you, but like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I just hadn't thought of that in forever. But yeah, okay. But yeah, this guy is pretty creepy, yeah. Looks like one of those weird fishes you find at the bottom of the ocean. Oh, what is the name of those fish called? I can't remember what exactly it's called. You might know which ones I'm talking about. The ones that have the little light bulb above their head. Tiamat over here. Movable jaw. If you slowly go all the way down, that's how big the jaw can get. That's how big the jaw can get. It's gonna eat the camera. He's angry with me. Anyway, turn his head upside down a little bit if we want to. He's basically a lot, like, kind of like a weird worm thing. Kind of bends, like, kind of here, kind of there. The more I look at him, the more he's reminding me of the parade floats they do for the New Year's of Chinese dragons. It's kind of reminding me of that. That's probably the intention, maybe. And he goes there, another... Oh, his tail is all one thing. I could have put a joint right here, that way at least this part of the tail is more posable, but nope. They decided to, right after the back legs, then make it to where he, can't pose after that. That does seem a little limiting. I would have put one more there. Anyway, his